Hello everyone, this is Vinnie Tartamella, formerly designer of McFarlane Toys, comic book creator, and today we are reviewing the Christopher Reeve Superman figure from McFarlane Toys. This thing sold out immediately on the pre-orders. I didn't think I'd be able to get my hands on it, and to be honest, the promo pictures weren't wowing me, but I saw it in store in Walmart. They had one sitting there on the shelf, and I decided I was going to pick it up because he did look a lot better in person than he did in the promo shots. So, and I am a massive Christopher Reeve fan, so yeah, nostalgia got me too. But I'm going to be breaking this down for you, I think more fairly than most reviewers have. Although, like I said, I'll have my own kind of final score for this piece altogether. But he is a slightly more expensive one. He's $30 compared to the normal ones that are about $22.99, depending on where you're buying them. But yeah, so first impressions right out of the box, not bad. Christopher Reeve, he was 6'4". He seemed a little more slender than, well, your more current kind of superhero guys. But he did put on a lot of muscle in order to play Superman. And again, that's not easy for someone being that tall. So, but I think they, more or less, they captured the feel of him and kind of how he looked in that movie, in the original 78 Superman movie. But yeah, overall, pretty good. Pretty good. I do like that he has a cloth cape that's wired. That's a huge plus. I was so sick of those really thick, sculpted, kind of crappy plastic ones that McFarlane has been known for. So I'm glad he listened on that. And I do have some gripes about the figure for sure, namely the rubbery diaper. I don't know how long that's going to last, to be honest, because that type of stuff, not the best. And speaking of not the best, I think this likeness, it's kind of there on certain angles and other angles completely off. I don't know what they were doing. I mean, there's so many great sculptors out there. There are people who are great with the digital sculpting. I feel like this was outsourced to China 100%. I think you needed somebody with a more personal touch and maybe someone who's actually a fan of Christopher Reeve to have worked on this one. But, I mean, that is the problem with these companies that are so big, these corporations, because I'm sorry, McFarlane, he is not independent at all on any level. These are manufactured in a big way, and I think they could have stepped it up a little bit more. That being said, again, he wasn't super ripped or massively toned or anything. So this one's a little bit trickier, I think, to nail down, and especially when you put those ugly robot joints, which are pretty much like those big pins through his like elbows and his knees. But anyway, articulation wise, not too bad for head articulation. I wish he looked up a little bit more, but that might be able to be corrected. He has that pocket kind of shoulder joint. He's got the ball joint, bicep cut, double hinge for the elbow. Like, the range is really good. He does have the wrist peg, the odd kind of ball joint they put in there, but I feel like that ball joint part should have been flesh colored. And then, like, where you see, like, around the wrist there, that's where the suit was supposed to start. So that kind of sucks. But the ball joint and the diaphragm's pretty good up top. I wish there was more range on the bottom part. It's not so great there. And I wouldn't push anything too extreme. Again, you don't want to tear or mess up his kind of rubbery diapers, because I think the yellow will come off, the yellow paint. I don't know. We'll see over time. But splits, pretty good. Actually, pretty fantastic considering it's a McFarlane figure. A little bit of upper thigh rotation. He has some knee bend. Well, I'm sorry, a double hinge for the knee. But be very mindful because the plastic could get kind of, some stress marks on it on the top part. So kind of be careful because they're very tight knees. He does have the ankle joint, which is pretty good. I mean, that was a little bit better than most figures out there in most companies. Good range. He's got the toe articulation as well. So all in all, not too bad with articulation. Accessories wise, he does come with the more angry / evil head from the third movie. So that's pretty, I believe it was the third movie. Yeah, so that looks pretty good. Not too bad there. I think this face sculpt is better than the other one, but the hair is more iconic on the one that's already on the figure. So that's going to be up to you guys, how you want to pose them and everything. But yeah, this face is a lot better than the previous one. I don't know. They did something weird with his cheeks, which is incorrect. But like I said, I got some minor gripes there. Hands are fantastic. He's got a pointing hand. He has the one that's kind of holding one of the crystals from Krypton, the one that he put into the Fortress of Solitude. You know, it's not kryptonite. Everyone keeps saying it's kryptonite. It's not. It's one of the other crystals. He does have another kind of, you know, flying hand, which is pretty good. He has a kind of like a gripping hand. And he does have 2 flying hands like that, completely flat ones. Then he has 2 more gripping hands, a left one and a right one that are exactly the same. He does come with the flight stand, and he comes with the card that's basically the picture from the back of the box. So there you go. Now, I got to say, where this figure really, really excels is on the flight stand. Even though I'm not too crazy about that flight stand. I think it has major issues. But I'm happy he does have one. So, and, you know, regardless, this is where the figure excels, because the arch with the back, he looks beautiful in those kind of flight poses. You know, move the arms around however you want, play around with the cape. Yeah, when he's on the flight stand, this figure goes up. If you ask me, in kind of the rating overall, his kind of regular standard just standing there, not the best. But yeah, like this and a couple other poses you'll see during this, he is still fun fidgeting around and, you know, posing him about while doing the review. The score went up higher. It was going to be a lot lower, but I brought it up higher because it is fun. It's a fun piece. Again, I don't know if it's a little bit of nostalgia as well, but overall, still a really, really solid figure, I think. And I want to do like the world's finest, so here's my slightly customized Batman. I basically I swapped the head and the hands out with the Tim Drake Batman. Well, that's the body that it's on. But yeah, this is the Nightfall Batman, the black one. So if anyone's looking, the head and the hands are from the Nightfall one. So, but yeah, beautiful, beautiful piece. Didn't have to really do anything else. But I think the two of them look really good if you're going to do World's Finest, because the colors on this Christopher Reeve Superman is fantastic. And like I said, in flight poses and stuff, he looks really good. So again, can't complain too much there. And if anyone wanted to see, here he is next to the Henry Cavill Superman. And that was the one from the 2-pack. No, I do not own the 2-pack. I did have another Superman. I basically swapped it out because I ain't paying no $70 to get basically the really nice Henry Cavill Superman with the cloth cape. It's the same figure that came out a couple of years ago. So again, this scamming customers kind of thing. Now, if he was regular single carded like that, yeah, I would have gotten him no problem. But yeah, I don't know why Todd does this stuff, because it really pisses off collectors. But anyway, going back to this one again, flight poses, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Because he could pose so well like this, that's why the score went up. He was going to get around a 7.5, but I went higher. Just because it's a nice piece. It really is. And on the shelf, from a distance, and even kind of, not super up close, but at a good range, it does look like him. It does look like Christopher Reeves. I still think that the face could have been done better. But that being said, it's still really solid. If you're a fan of Superman, if you're a fan of the original movies, this is a must-buy, hands down. Like, don't sleep on it, because, again, this figure is very hard to find. I got lucky and found him in Walmart, one sitting there because they had just put him out. In fact, his barcode didn't even scan properly. So, yeah, I had to grab another figure, and the guy at the guy selling it to me, he basically scanned that one instead. But anyway, 8.5 out of 10. He is a must-buy, very solid figure. You're a fan, you're probably going to go high. You're probably go 9.5 on him. Some people even said 10. That's up to the person. It's, you know, it's up to you guys. But overall, beautiful figure. Be sure to pick up my Volume 3 art book as well. This thing is perfect bound, 64 pages. Absolutely amazing. So you don't want to miss out on this one. Again, this is the Volume 3. It's available right now in Indiegogo for a limited time. Yeah, more information soon on some of my other projects. And yeah, upcoming stuff. There's also going to be a sneak peek at City of Venus 2 in this book. So yeah, you're not going to want to miss this at all. Like I said, this is going to be the next major comic book that I am releasing. This one's going to be around 52 pages. Hi, for anyone looking for some amazing comic books, this is part of my collection. I am the artist and creator of Shadow of the Kraken. This is a beautiful pirate story, 52 pages, beautiful artwork. Yeah, everything you need out of a great pirate story, you're right here. We have City of Venus. It's a futuristic story, also another one that I totally created. Beautiful, if you love kind of post-apocalyptic worlds, beautiful women, sci-fi, action. This has a little bit of everything in it. So if you're looking for that, on that campaign, you could also get, for a limited time, Volume 1 and 2 of my art books. These are loaded with amazing images, 52 pages each. Yeah, they got pretty much everything you need in there. And we have, of course, hardcover book. This is Through the Woods, co-created and written by Frankie Tartamella, my brother. And yeah, I did all the artwork. This is 100 pages. You get the entire story in here, beginning, middle, end. You get all of it, and it is truly amazing. So if you're looking for a great ghost story, this is definitely the book for you. Just click the link in the descriptions, and yeah, these books ship immediately.